Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Friday, October 16th, 2009. Well, folks, the pivot level called by In the Money Stocks yesterday was dead on, almost to the penny, within 3 pennies of the close, which was at 109.71. We called the pivot high at 109.68. Sure enough, what happens today? We accumulated shorts yesterday, our premium members getting all those shorts that they could handle yesterday, and sure enough, the market gets slammed down at the open, falls all the way back to 108.40. You're talking about a $1.30 gain on the SPY. A lot of the traders already took the money and ran based on the fact that today is a Friday and the markets can often just slowly consolidate and move higher on light volume late on a Friday afternoon. But nonetheless, the master pivot point short call worked to the literally penny basically here, guys. You guys can see it right here on the charts. Here's your lineup here. You can see I highlighted it on the charts. You moved right up into it in the close. That's where I took my short positions. That's where everyone else in the chat room did. I told everyone in the research center the night before to get those shorts ready when you got that level hit to the penny, and those shorts could have been taken. And look at the move down today. Initially, beautiful gap down. We got a little bit of a move up, then continued selling, basically making the lows about 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And since then, the market started to float back up. Now, again, we're consolidating here on the intraday, which is actually slightly bullish right now. But again, just notice that pattern. Big candle, green candle up, inside bars, sideways, focusing right on top of the 50 moving average. Now, a couple other things to watch for. Let's talk about what was the catalyst for today's down move. Number one, IBM after the bell yesterday. IBM, guys. And by the way, I don't know what these earnings are going to be. We don't know here at In the Money Stocks. All we do is read these charts. And if you can read these charts, you can nail the calls. You can hit the highs. You can hit the lows. The last previous pivot low was put in at 102. From 102, the bounce to 109 took place to the next pivot level where we called the pivot right there, nailed it, and now the drop comes in. I mean, it's just a science, folks. It's science. It's an art form. Come join the research center, obviously, to gain that. It's only $49.99 a month, and you get everything listed on there. It's a no-brainer. The amount of money that could have been made in the last literally day in the research center could have paid for a lifetime of the research center so easily. But in any case, long story short here, yesterday IBM comes out with earnings. They beat expectations, but remember, the stock has rallied up insanely. And by the way, the IBM topping area was put on the hot charts and alerts, which is part of the research center. So the alert that it was topping out was put there down $5.45 right now, and that's after a little bit of a rally. It's been down as much as $6. Then Google came out with earnings. Google earnings were actually decent. Google up about $21 on earnings. Not a bad move there on the Google earnings, not at all. Again, probably up there, not much percentage-wise, but it's a $21 move is a solid move on Google. Now, this morning, what were the stocks that came out? Bank of America. Bank of America lower on the day, although it is rallying off the lows again as the market floats higher, but still down 63 cents. And sure enough, General Electric was the other one, down also 63 cents here off the lows. But you can see the pressure on these stocks. Why? Well, because the pivot was hit. I mean, it's as simple as that. We don't have a crystal ball here aside from being able to read the technicals on these charts and nail the calls. And again, easy money. If you know how to do this, if you listen to the research center, if you're in the chat room, all the guys in there jumped on the short side right at the close yesterday and reaped the rewards today with the move down and the push down into the 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame. Very easy to understand. Now, what's the longer term view in this market? That's really what you want to know, right? I mean, you have some day traders out there, but a lot of you guys probably are more the swing trade type, and that stuff we cover in the research center as well. In the chat room, we go over it as well to look at what this means. Is that pivot high more than just a one-day occurrence where we're going to fall down? What's the next level above that if we should go above that? Where do we think the market could pull back to? That's all stuff we'll take care of in tonight's nightly video. In the weekend, obviously, we'll go over stuff next week in the research center videos, in the hot charts and alerts, pro trader watch list, and so forth, so on. So again, guys, just talking about what happened today, the earnings coming out, decent earnings, no doubt about it, but not enough to really satisfy Wall Street after the monster run we've had. Keep in mind, a lot of these indexes are up 50, 60, 70% off their lows now just in the last 8 to 10 months. I mean, just since that March low was put in, the market's, again, up just unbelievably. So again, let's go over a couple odds and ends here. Pattern-wise, what are we looking for the rest of the day? Well, Friday afternoon, light volume. There's not a lot of volume. This morning we had decent volume. Now it's really lightened up. So you're going to have to give the market a neutral to upside bias for the rest of the day. That's just the way you got to do it. We may try to go to gap fill. That's always a possibility. But right now, still down about 70 cents on the SPY. You're making a bullish consolidation pattern-wise here. Notice the green candle up, 1-2 bars, inside bars right here. That could be setting up, especially since it's on top of the 50 moving average. That's another thing to watch watch, if you start to make a move up, these are going to be your levels. You're going to have one level right here at 109.30. If you get through 109.30, 109.45 will be next, and then following that, you'd look for the master level again to be tagged at 109.68 to 109.70 up on the top. On support-wise, let's say the market starts to fail and this bullish pattern starts to fail and so you start to fall below the 50-moving average, you're going to look for a level of 108.75. A break of 108.75 yields the 20-moving average, which currently sits at 108.60, and a move below that will take you to 108.35, which again has been the key level of the day, guys. That's been an unbelievable level. We called that out as well. I mean, literally every call has been dead on in the chat room in the research center, guys. These levels on my charts have been on there for the last week or two, and they, again, everyone in the research center, which again, $49.99 a month, very easy to recognize. I go over every level every day to look for, and all you had to do was be short there at the close yesterday, and then we obviously know you come down right here. This is your covering spot. Take your money and run. Market bounces up, and starts to move higher. There again, you can see the lows beautifully dictated by that trend line. That trend line, again, been in the charts for weeks now. Very easy to spot and understand. Now, if you come down there again and test that low at 108.35 and you break that low, you have a lot of support right below. The 200 moving average is right down here. Also, this yellow slanted trend line to the upside. You can watch that level very closely at around 108.15 right now, 108.20. So there's a lot of support anywhere between this 108.35 and 108.15 level on the downside. I would guess the market does not take out those lows today. Again, folks, as I said, in general, late on a Friday, you want to give the market a neutralish bias, especially off this nice solid up move on light volume as the market's getting bought back up. So keep an eye on that. That's really what you want to focus on for the rest of the day. Watch for the weekend analysis video this weekend. I'll go over some key levels on the 60-minute chart this weekend as well. We'll focus on what to look forward to next week, earnings-wise, economic news-wise, and really what to focus on in regards to where this market will be headed. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you then. Take care.